Hey everybody, it's Miss Wagoner here. I hope you're doing well. I can see right now that my face is going to get in the way, so I'm going to turn it off in a moment. But I do need you to grab your notebook, open it to a new page, title it Comparing Tables, and have the date that's hidden by my face. All right, go ahead and grab those and then we'll get started. Awesome, here we go. Hopefully my face is hidden. We are going to take this time to go over what you learned in class. So your learning target was to be able to determine if a relationship represented by a table is proportional or non-proportional. So I'm going to start with the very first thing. That's like, if you're going to write anything down in your notebook, write this down, okay? As we saw in today's lesson, we can determine whether a relationship is proportional or non-proportional based on a table. If we look at this relationship of a table that a table shows us, if it's proportional, then the constant of proportionality will be the same throughout the table. It will have the same constant multiplier. So remember, as we work from our left column to our right column, we are multiplying. Even if it gets smaller, even if it seems like we're dividing, we're actually multiplying by a fraction. And likewise, the unit rate, another word for this, for each row is the same. So if a relationship is proportional, you should see a pattern within that table. That COP will be the same. For non-proportional relationships, you've guessed it, the constant of proportionality will be different throughout the table. It will not have the same constant multiplier. Whoops, I don't even know what happened. Here we go. And the unit rate for each row is different. Again, if you're going to copy anything down, copy this slide down. I'll give you a moment. Awesome. Let's move on. Let's review what we did in class. So we started by trying to adjust a recipe. We were given this original lemonade recipe of 5 lemons, 2 cups of water, and 2 tablespoons of honey. I've given you 4 recipes here. Take a moment, look them over. Tell me which out of these 4 recipes are proportional to the original recipe, and how do you know? Good, so hopefully you told me that recipe 1 and 2 are proportional. And this throws us back to our very first lesson that we talked about. It all has to taste the same, right? So if you double one thing, which I did here, I doubled the lemons, I have to double everything, doubling the cups of water, doubling the tablespoons of honey. Likewise, I can make less. I can half it. So my COP, my multiplier, is 1/2. You can think of that as dividing by 2, but remember, we're multiplying every time. And if I have 5 into 2.5, or 2.5, as well as 2 to 1 and 2 to 1, then I'm good to go. These are proportional relationships. Recipes 3 and 4 were not. In recipe 3, I wanted to make a stronger lemon taste, so I kept the water and the honey the same, but hey, the lemons doubled. That's going to for sure taste more lemony. And then I wanted to make a weaker lemon taste in recipe 4, and I reduced my lemons to 2 lemons instead, but again, kept the water and the honey the same. Because I'm not constantly multiplying here, these are non-proportional. Okay. All right, cool. That was our warm-up. Then we went to a state park, a beautiful state park. This looks pretty. It looks like a arboretum maybe. And we talked about how if we are entering the garage, not a garage, the parking lot is the word I want. Usually with state parks, they charge you per vehicle, and even for the people inside. And so we asked you, your teachers asked you to fill in this table and determine how much it cost per person. And as you notice, that cost per person changes. 2 people in the vehicle, okay, let's see, that's $6 for the vehicle. And then one person pays $2 and the other person pays $2. So that's 6 plus 2 plus 2, or 6 plus 4 is 10. Which meant if you're going to split it evenly, that's $5 per person. 10 divided by 2. To get $3.50, in fact, we did the same thing. We took 14 and we divided it by the 4 people that were in that car. We took 26 and divided it by 10 to figure this $2.60 out. And we took 106, divided it by 50, a whole busload of people, and realized they only had to pay $2.12 per person. That's pretty nice. Let me ask you this, folks. You talked about this. You might have talked about this question, but you tell me. Is this a proportional relationship? And why or why not? What do you think? Hopefully you told me no. And the main reason is because there is no constant multiplier. To get from 2 to 10, moving from left to right, we're multiplying by 5. 4 times 5 is not 14. 4 times 5 is 20. So immediately we see that this is not a proportional relationship. Likewise, these numbers are all different. That's not looking too good. All those numbers should probably be the same. Good. Okay, so feel free to pause here. Write this down if you think it's going to help you. Otherwise, we can move on. Okay, here we go. The final example that we talked through in class was this running laps. Yes, I run for pizza. Thank you very much. We talked about how Han and Claire are running laps around a track. And you were asked to calculate each of their speeds in minutes per lap. And again, remember, let me erase all of this, to figure out that multiplier, because the multiplier, how do I multiply 2 times what is 5? That's really tricky to figure out. So we can work backwards, taking this 5, dividing it by 2. So this is 5 divided by 2. This is going to be 10 divided by 4, etc. 4 divided by 2, 9 divided by 4, etc. We were trying to figure out what their speeds are in minutes per lap. Let's see what happened. Here we go. Oh, I switched these. Oh no! Well, that's okay. Han's run, we saw with Han that she ran 2 minutes per lap for 2 laps, and then she ran 2.25 minutes per lap for 4 laps, and then 2.5 minutes per lap for 6 laps. This is kind of all over the place. Versus Claire looked like she was running a constant speed. 2 laps in 5 minutes, 4 laps in 10 minutes. All with a constant of proportionality of 2.5. So tell me, oh, you already told me in class, Han was running at a non-constant pace, whereas Claire was running at a constant pace. Looking at a table, trying to figure out whether there's a constant of proportionality, whether we have a proportional relationship, it really helps to look at this third column. What happens when we do 4 divided by 2? What happens when we do 9 divided by 4, etc.? Are those the same numbers? In Claire's case, they are the same numbers. 10 divided by 4 is the same thing as 15 divided by 6. Remember that fraction bar means divide. So because all of these are the same numbers for Claire, she has a constant of proportionality and a proportional relationship. She's running at that constant speed versus Han was not. Awesome. All right, last thing that hopefully you got to, but if not, let's talk through it now. The equation. Can you, remember your equation is x times k equals y, or kx equals y, or y equals kx. You tell me, can you write an equation for Hans run? What do you think? Let's start there. Can you write an equation for Hans run, yes or no? No, you can't. This k, remember, stands for constant of proportionality. And there is no constant of proportionality. So I can't write this equation. Versus, let me move my face out of the way. Okay, hold on. Versus, is there a constant of proportionality for Claire's run? Yes, there is. So I have a number that I can plug in to this equation. 2 times 2.5 equals 5. 4 times 2.5 equals 10. So overall, I can write for my equation x times 2.5 equals y. Oh, I just gave away that equation to you. I hope that's okay with you. Awesome. Write this down if you would like. Cool, let's move on. Good job, everyone. So, here we go. We had this at the beginning. I said, if you're going to write anything down, please write this down. Add this last little bit for me. In proportional relationships, if you find a table that has a COP, you can write an equation for that proportional relationship. X times k equals y. If you have, I don't know why it keeps doing this. If you have a non-proportional relationship where the relationship, it does not have that constant of proportionality. That third column is all over the place. If it's non-proportional, then you cannot write an equation. You don't have a constant of proportionality to use to write your equation. Go ahead and take a moment and write this down. Awesome. Real quick, thank you for tuning in. I hope this was a nice little summary of everything we did. Let me turn on my face again. Awesome. Go ahead and give your teacher a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on whether or not you can determine if the relationship represented by a table is proportional or non-proportional. And let them know if you have any questions or comments. Great job, everybody. I'm so glad to hang out with you today. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.